Day. Happy Thursday. Thursday, what do? We talk about Yield Boost from Granite Shares. This is their website. Um, it's a cool website. I recommend you check it out. They got all their tickers here, Granite Shares, and their Yield Boost funds. They do have these auto callable ETFs, which I've looked into a little bit. They they don't drive me crazy, so I'm not going to talk about them. But there's other that seems to be the new rage. These auto callables, they're confusing, and we'll see what they do. And if I like what I see, I'll start covering them. But until then, we're not going to cover them. We are going to go to the spreadsheet and talk about Yield Boost. Let's see. These are how they did today with their underlyings, and we got to look at this first one. IOYY was up 3% today. Nice. The underlying 2X INQ, 41% gain today. Why? Well, INQ had earnings yesterday, and I want to show you that real quick. This is a daily chart on INQ, and we can get rid of these indicators so you can see it. Look at this. This was yesterday. They were up 6%. They had earnings, and let's look at the earnings. Estimate was negative 0.507 earnings per share. They made almost $2 earnings per share. 480% better than estimates. Revenues, they made 40 million, or the estimate was 40 million. They made 61 million in revenue, 53% higher than estimates. So we don't trust the estimates. Anyway, that's awesome. So they gapped up today, and they were up 21.7%. The double leverage is IONL, and they were up the 40-something%. So huge. And I just want to show you this. They entered into a definitive agreement to acquire Skywater for approximately $1.8 billion, aiming to enhance its capabilities in the quantum computing sector. They're set to launch a 256-qubit quantum computing system while maintaining its investment in research and development, blah, blah, blah. They did post a quarterly loss of 20 cents per share for the fourth quarter of 2025. But it improved from a 93-cent loss last year. They only lost 20 cents. So I read an article earlier this week that IonQ was a meme stock. They don't make any money. And, it's just you're wasting your money if you invest in this. I don't think so. They're making money now. They're maintained at neutral by JP Morgan, of course. I'm not going to talk about JP Morgan, which reminds me, the YieldMax JP Morgan fund, JPMO, had to change their ticker to JPO because JP Morgan had a hissy fit that JPM was in the YieldMax ticker. So don't get me started on JP Morgan. Let's go back to the spreadsheet. Okay, so IONL up 41% today. Huge. If you wheel this, if you sold puts, you're happy. If you sold calls, they got blown through. I mean, if you own the shares, you're golden, but your calls got blown through. Anyway, so they only captured 7% of the gain, the Yield Boost Fund, IOYY, and that's what they do. They do put credit spreads. They have no exposure to the upside on the underlying. They completely capped on the upside, but they're capped on the downside, which is why we like them. Anyway. 2X Mara was down 3.46, MAAY only down 1.16. They captured about a third of the loss, which again, when they go up, they don't capture it. When they go down, they don't capture it. That's Yield Boost. Big yield. 2X Coinbase down 3.47, COYY only down 0.41, 11% capture the loss. That's nice. 2X HEMS down 3.42, HMYY down 1.93, captured about half of the loss. 2X Riot only down 0.09%. RTYY captured a little more of the loss, 0.22. When it's under 1%, either way, you'll see the yield boost fund actually capture more of the gain or loss when it's low like that. 2X Tesla down 4.2%. TSYY down 0.95%. Captured only 22% of the loss. They're at 420. Everyone's favorite holiday. And this is my biggest holding. I have stopped reinvesting the distributions into TSYY. I'm just collecting them, trying to get house money, when I get it, and I'm putting that elsewhere. So it won't be my largest holding for long. I'm adding to other stuff. 2X Rigetti up 11%. RGYY up 0.78. Only captured 7%. 6.97 of that gain. And that's what they do. Capped on the upside. 2X Robinhood up 4.59. HOYY Hoy up. They captured 23%. They're up 1.06. 2X SMCI down 7.81%. Remember, these are all 2X. Some are 3X leverage. So more than their single leverage funds. So down 7.81. SMYY SHME down 1.31, only captured 16% of that loss. 2X MSTR down 3.36. We're getting used to this. We had a couple up days last week, but yeah, MSTR. MIDI only went down 0.38%, so only captured 11% of the loss. Nice. Soxel, we do wheel this. I don't have a current wheel on Soxel, but that's a 3X semiconductors, down 9% today, and which means Soxel was Soxel was down 9.07. Semi was down 1.81. Only captured about 20% of the loss. I've been talking huge about semi. I love semi. I've been buying semi. Watch my other videos if you want to know why. All right, my Saturday videos. Well, this past week it was Sunday. Usually it's Saturday. 2X Qubits up 5%. QBY up 1%. 19% capture. 2X AMD down 6.89. AMYY down 1.25. That's an 18% capture. Nice. I mean, we don't like a loss, but we like a less loss than the underlying. 2X BABA down 5.6. BBYY down 2.8. They captured about half of the loss. BitX, that's a 2X Bitcoin down 4.91. XBTY down 1.07. 2X Palantir up 2.53. PLYY up 1.13. They captured 44% of that. Nice. We'll take it. And then YBitty, they declare tomorrow. That's their top 5 yielders. I don't know why this is in green. We can change that back to black. Maybe not. All right. Not a big deal. Again, 5 different funds, so we don't have an underlying. But they were up 0.15% today. And again, they'll declare tomorrow. The rest of these declare today, except YBST. We'll get to that in a second. 2X Gold Miners up 5%. Nuggy up 0.99, captured about 20%. NVYY. And again, if it's blue here, I own it. TSYY I own. Semi I own. And I continue to buy that one. NVYY I own. And I do reinvest the distros on that one. So 2X NVIDIA, I don't understand this. They had earnings yesterday. Good earnings, NVIDIA. And they're down today. And the 2X fund is down even, twice as much, 11%. NVYY down 3.22, so they only captured 28% of the loss. They did this, NVIDIA did this in November. They had last earnings were in November. Good earnings. They beat expectations, and it tanked. And NVIDIA is the largest market cap company in the world. So the market followed. I mean, I call it the tank of November last year. Everything went down, including NVIDIA. And today, same thing. I don't think it was as bad as last time, so maybe we'll recover. YieldBOOST, that's the fund of funds that owns the various YieldBOOST funds. They were down 0.44. Again, they'll declare tomorrow. 2X Meta up 0.91. FBYY up 0.71, captured 77%, almost 78% of the gain. Good. 2X Amazon down 2.63, AZYY down 1.03, only captured 39% of the loss. And TQQQ, that is a 3X on the Qs, on the NASDAQ. They were down 3.51. TQQY only down 0.46. They only captured 13% of the loss. Let's see. We got 3X S&P, SPXL down 1.65. YSPY only down 0.28. Captured only 17% of the loss, as that's design. Okay, and that's it for YieldBOOST. So let's go back to the top. We'll talk about distros. We'll start with IOYY right there. Again, they declared today, and we can do the, okay. They went from 30, I averaged the last three. You guys know this. If you're new to the channel, I average the last three distributions with the current price, and then I annualize it, and I get an annualized yield. Their last two payments were 34 cents and 33 cents. I'm looking up here. That is a 149% annualized yield. Total return, we also track that. That is negative. MAAY, 26 cents, 147% yield. Total return, negative. COYY, that's the Coinbase one, 2X Coinbase, 13 cents, 13 cents. I mean, their distributions are looking pretty stable on a lot of these. 145% yield, total return negative. Again, massive yield, not a year old on most of these, and so the return, the price has gone down, I think, on all of them, but some of them are paying more than they're going down. This one's obviously paying less. If it's negative, they're paying less than what the NAV is going down. Some call it NAV erosion. Okay, HMYY, 25 cents to 23 cents. That went down, 145% yield, negative total return. RTYY, 44 cents to 46 cents. Increase in payment. Again, these are weekly. 143% yield, negative 40% annualized total return. TSYY, again, my largest holding. The NAV is way down. I've been dollar cost averaging it. I have stopped that. Now I'm just taking the distros and putting them elsewhere and hoping to get my total return, improved. But 10 cents, 11 cents. Nice. Little increase there. 140% yield. And a negative 17% annualized total return. It's creeping up, but it's not there yet. And it's been around more than a year. So it's actually losing more than it's paying, which is why I stopped reinvesting. I'm still holding it. And, hope to get the house money on that, and then maybe I'll dump it. We'll see. RGYY went from 33 cents to 34 cents. That's good. 139% yield. Negative total return. We're not going to go over the numbers if they're negative. HOYY on 2X Robinhood, 22 cents to 21 cents, 138% yield, negative total return. Ignore all these columns. We talk about these on Saturdays. SMYY, SME, 27 cents to 28 cents. Got a little improvement there, 137% yield. negative total return. MIDI, 2x strategy, train wreck. I don't own it. I don't want to own it. One day I will. The strategy is going to go up. Not financial advice. They own more Bitcoin than they're worth. So I mean, it's just a matter of time. I am bullish on Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's going to drop further before it goes up. Big story on Jane Street manipulating the price of Bitcoin. I've been saying that someone's manipulating because every morning at 10 a.m. Bitcoin tanks. Turns out this huge company, Jane Street, was dumping at 10 a.m. every morning. So hopefully that'll clear things up, and Bitcoin can move again. So that was MIDI. We say 130. What did we say? 14 cents, 15 cents increase. 136% yield. Negative total return. Semi. I'll talk about this one because I've been talking about this one. This is the 3X Soxel put credit spreads, capped on the upside, capped on the downside. They increased their payment from 53 cents to 54 cents. That is a 136% yield. And look at the total return. We're looking here. 70% annualized total return, positive if you reinvest, which I do. 55% if you don't. That's fine. Some do, some don't. I do. That is, I average those two. I get 63% annualized total return and 136% yield. So yeah, I'm buying this. I'm dripping it. Have a nice day. All right, QBY, 30 cents to 30 cents, 135% yield, negative total return. AMYY went from 33 cents to 34 cents. That's good. And this has been a good fund. That's AMD, 2X AMD. They do put credit spreads on, 100% yield, almost 101. And let's see, 16% positive annualized total return. So you're getting yield and you're getting paid more than you are losing in NAV. Again, every YieldBOOST fund is down from their launch price. I will preface that. I will disclose that. But you want to look at the ones, again, not financial advice, you want to look at the ones that are paying more than they're losing. And that's how I kind of decide what I'm going to invest in. Again, not financial advice. Don't do what I do. Just, I just like to share what I'm thinking, what I'm buying. All right, BBYY, that's Alibaba 2X fund, underlying 31 cents to 29 cents, 100% yield. And that is a negative total return. But that's coming back too. I noticed when I put the numbers for the yield numbers I put in today, and the price is accurate as of the close today. The annualized return numbers, which are these over here, those I update on weekends because I have to manually put those in. So they're accurate as of this past weekend. All right, XBIDI. 15 cents to 15 cents, 100% yield, negative total return. Again, we're all 100% so far. Every single one of these, yield-wise. PLYY, that's a 2X Palantir, 25 cents to 25 cents. Actually, 25.2 cents to 25.4 cents. Improvement. 100% yield, negative total return. Now we can go down to, let's just get them all in here. We don't need yield max. We'll talk about them another day. So YBIDI we did. Nuggy, another one I like. I don't own it because I've been buying semi, but this one has lost the least amount in NAV price. They launch at 25, they're at 22.36. Semi's at $20. Nuggy, this is gold miners, 2X gold miners, 40 cents to 42 cents. That's a raise. 97% yield based on the price. Positive 49% annualized total return. And it hasn't been around a month or a year. So If you reinvest, 52%. If you don't, 46%. And I average those two, 49%, 49.74% annualized total return. Great fund. NVYY, I do own this one. 31 cents to 32 cents. That's a raise. 97% annualized yield. 43% annualized total return. A little better if you reinvest. YieldBOOST, again, they declare tomorrow. That's their fund of funds. 29 cents to 27 cents, 84% yield, negative total return, but it's brand new. I mean, it's dropped, launched at, I think, 25. Now it's at 18. So you get the loss there. It hasn't paid as much as it's losing yet. So we'll keep an eye on that. 2X Meta, FBYY, 15 cents to 15 cents. A little bit of a drop, 15.58 to 15.50. 50% yield, negative total return. AZYY, 2X Amazon, 15 cents to 16 cents. That's a raise. 49% yield, still a negative total return. TQQY, that is on the 3X Qs, QQQQ, and this one's TQQY, 14 cents to 14 cents. Actually a raise, 14.01 to 14.0708 cents. Again, this is weekly. They're all weekly. 49% yield, barely negative total return, 5.34% annualized negative. This one's still better if you reinvest. It's -4 versus -6. So we'll keep an eye on that. YSPY. Again, that's 3X S&P, 16.2 cents to 16.8 cents. That's a raise, 49% yield. Look at the total return. Positive, 36% if you 39 if you reinvest the distributions back into the fund, 33% positive if you don't. Again, that's annualized return. So that's a good fund. And then there's YieldMax. So that's it for YieldBOOST. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you own any of these? You know what I own. I own those three we talked about. TSYY, I do not reinvest that one. SEMY, I do. And NVYY, I do. And that's based on these total returns. This one's better if you reinvest. These change all the time, these total returns. So once I see a change, which I did notice in TSYY, recently, it's been negative, but it was less negative if you reinvest. Now it's more negative, so I'm not reinvesting. I've got a ton of shares, and that's my largest holding. Probably won't continue to be, but I'm adding to SEMY. Maybe that'll get there. That's, I think, my 5th largest holding at the moment. But let me know what you think. And again, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research. I like to share my research. This is what I'm thinking. I like to track the yields. I like to track the total returns and make my decisions based on that. I also trade options myself, which I try to cover at least once a week. I probably won't this week. Had some great trades this week, but yeah, I mean, this is dividend degenerates. We talk about, and they're not technically dividends, they're distributions, but distribution degenerates didn't sound right. Anyway, have a great day, and we'll see you. Tomorrow's Round Hill Day. We'll do something about Round Hill. They declare most of their funds tomorrow. They declare something every day, and we'll talk about that. So have a great day, and again, let me know in the comments. This will premiere at 7. It's 5:30 now. If you're watching the premiere while it's on at 7, there's a live chat. I'll be on there, and a lot of you guys are on there. I appreciate that. But then go to the regular comments and comment. I'd appreciate that as well. And of course, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and comment. I love that. Anyway, have a great day. We'll talk again tomorrow.